We shouldn't be.
We're live! Claudia was just telling me this uplifting story to start the night, as she does.
I was trying to be positive,
That's
and
right.
we, of course, landed on
And
a
it
sad story.
always ends up going downhill. But good evening, everyone. Welcome.
Dina, good evening.
Dina, you were our first commenter tonight, so good
You
evening.
did it.
Cheers to you, Dina. We're
Cheers to
happy you're
you, and
watching.
congratulations on the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl again. And I hope you kicked MAGA Tom Brady's ass. That's what I hope.
um, yeah, Super Bowl. That's next
In
weekend.
a week. Yeah, next
Yeah,
weekend.
next weekend. All right. And
I
I'll be
can't.
my fair weathered self and
I
pretend to watch,
know. I know.
but mostly just watch puppies and
And
kitties
kittens. There's a kitten.
and the kitten bowl and then the
And
halftime
I'm
show.
I'm hitting myself because I never submitted like months ago. There was a thing, Beth Stern, Howard Stern's wife, who does a
Mm-hmm.
lot of kitten rescue. She put a thing out there saying, "Hey, submit your video so your kitten can be in the kitten bowl." And I was like, "Sure." And I
Oh
have all these videos and I just never submitted because I just kept going, "We have time, we have time." It's too late.
well, that's what happens. I think that's what happens during all this whole COVID time. Like we all think we have nothing but time. But then I go through my days and I'm like, oh my god, where'd the day go?
Yeah.
How is it already February?
Yeah.
Like that's what I like.
Yeah.
How's it
Oh,
February
how's it February? Oh, and then I was
on
having,
Monday?
like I was having like panic attacks the other night about because we're coming up on a year
Yep,
in March
really
of
soon.
COVID and quarantine.
Yeah,
And
yep, two
it's
and a half
just,
months. We're there. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God. I can't
yeah.
think about it.
No, that's best not to. Yeah. For those of you who may have seen our show a couple shows ago, it was all about denial. So just don't think about it, and then it means it's not there. It doesn't happen. It's not real.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep, yep, hasn't happened. Except that we did get a new president. I'm still smiling about that one.
I am still smiling about them. Very happy about that. I'm really hoping
And
that,
vice president.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. And I love our new press secretary. Like the
yeah.
press briefings have been great because they're just boring and they tell the truth.
I know. Dave was actually saying he's like, I wonder how long they're actually going to keep covering these press briefings because they're not interesting.
They're not
It's like
interested.
there's no more. It's not good TV anymore. It's
No,
just
no.
it's just facts,
Yeah.
which is really weird. But.
But it makes me kind of miss Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer. Like, oh, because that seems
Yes, it
so long
does.
ago. But it was so
That
funny when she
does seem
fucking
so long
came out
ago.
and did it.
Yeah, that was
The
great.
first one.
Yeah, that first one was hilarious.
You guys. Oh,
It was. Um,
what?
but yeah, I mean it's been a week. The vaccines. My mother got vaccinated yesterday for the
My
first
mother
for
got
the first
vaccinated
one.
too. Yes, yes. We're so happy about that.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
I will say that I feel like, I mean, I'm dying to get like as soon as I can get the
oh yeah,
vaccination, I want it like immediately. But I feel so relieved that my mother has it now. Like
yes,
that's
me too.
just, yeah.
We both actually, as we were driving up to the part of we'd gone through the line, and as we were getting to the part where we were about to like roll down the window for her to get the shot, we both sort of like teared up. It was very emotional.
My friends who have gotten it so far, like healthcare workers, and people who are nurses, my friends who are nurses and stuff, they were saying that they didn't realize that they would be so emotional
Yeah,
when
it
they,
was
and I
very
can't,
emotional.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't even imagine.
yeah, yeah, and it took us both by surprise. We were both like, I feel something. My cold black heart is doing something.
Well, again, and we've talked about this, but it's like, we haven't processed this because we're still in it.
Right.
It's just
Yeah,
our
you have to just
experience right
keep
now.
moving. You have to keep moving.
Yeah. And so like, when things start to, get back to normal, I don't think they're ever going to get back to normal, honestly. Like, big things like this change your life and how you live it. But like once we're out and we're able to like breathe a little bit and our fight or flight has like left the body,
Hmm.
then it's gonna be like I can't imagine the emotions
Oh, I mean, I'm a wreck every day.
every
There's
day.
there's at least one moment every day where I'm just like, uh, for instance, just before we did this, My family is in the other room watching the Night Stalker documentary
Oh, I
series.
can't.
Oh God, really? It's so good. We just
I don't
started
want
it
any
today.
test right now.
I've missed a lot of it. But they got to the part of this series. Spoiler alert: they catch him. But
I hope you know that, everyone.
it's in this episode. They show when he got caught, and that it was the community that actually like caught him. It was this neighborhood
Yes.
that caught him and surrounded him, and it's this basically a mob.
Yeah.
Found him, and until the police got there, like they held him around, till the police got there, and he had been like beaten, whatever. But also it's showing like all the whatever,
a little late stabbing.
Yeah, as they were waiting for him to come out of the police station, there's crowds and crowds of people waiting just to catch the glimpse of this guy, because he had been caught, like he had been terrorizing the state for months, and just I started like yeah.
Listen, like I never cried in real life until I turned 40, and then somehow
all downhill from there. Yeah,
I broke. Yeah.
So anyway, yes, emotions are they're just right up there.
Yeah. So right up there.
And you have to keep, you kind of like keep.
And getting this vaccine is like
the vaccine is.
I mean, that's a big step in our,
It is after a year, almost a year of all of this. Yes. So yes, it was a very emotional day yesterday for us to realize, like, and of course you have to remember, like, okay, she's not out of the woods yet, but this is the first step, and just having that first step and that little bit of hope. Again, it was like the election. We have a little bit of hope, and then the inauguration. We have a little more hope, and now the vaccine, a little more hope. So it's like these little steps of hope that that I'm really like holding on to.
But this is, I mean, like, this is a once in a lifetime pandemic that we are living through. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
It is insane.
We just saw our capital almost overrun a couple of weeks ago. I mean, like, we're experiencing things that are historical.
Be in history books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they will. Our grandchildren
insane.
Will be studying this in the second grade. Yeah. So.
I mean, it's wild.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Let's see. Dave is texting me. Usually that means something is going wrong technically. Now my mic is low.
Do they not know what to?
He says my mic's low, so I'm gonna turn it up real quick while we're on here.
They didn't want you to order dinner while we're doing a show.
Thank you. Is that better, Dave? Text me if it's okay. I've turned it up now. Okay. I think, should we go ahead and bring on our guest?
Yes, because otherwise I'm going to just go into a spiral and like
save it for Monday.
Yeah.
So this is a guest. Actually, Felix and I have known each other since we figured out 1993. We were just babies then. Up some more, he says. Up some more. So pardon me while I turn up my mic a little more. Thank you.
And the booth. Can you?
Can you? All right.
Wait.
There we go.
We don't have anyone. Okay.
Right. It's just us.
It's just us.
Okay. So Felix and I have known each other since 1993. Felix is I can't even tell you, a powerhouse performer.
No, I was looking at his clip
like,
that you sent me today.
The highest caliber. Like... He's incredible. He really is an incredible performer, and writer and puppeteer and everything. So if you don't know Felix, this is your chance. You're gonna love him. So well, now I've really set you up. You better
stay tuned.
Don't blow it, Felix. Don't blow it.
Hi, this is Al, and I work over at Al 76. But I just opened up the Thelma and Louise drive-thru. So if you're feeling bad about COVID, just come to the Thelma and Louise drive-thru. Satisfaction guaranteed because it's built over a cliff.
Put your pedal to the metal.
Is Brad
keep
Pitt
going.
there? Is Brad Pitt
there? Oh, yes, probably.
Yes.
The young version of Brad Pitt, which is so hot.
Yeah, hot Brad Pitt. He's always been hot.
So funny because he was not hot to me in his younger days. He is only hot to me now in his older years.
Very interesting. That happens.
I've been Team Brad.
You've been Team Brad the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Lost you guys on Facebook.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like him.
No, sorry. I'm also
We're getting all sorts of
technical
like
notes.
technical
We've been
information.
lost on Facebook, apparently.
It's weird. It's still showing it.
I
Okay.
don't know.
If people aren't on Facebook, go to YouTube.
It's a
if you
full
can still see
moon,
us.
and I'm not saying that it has anything to do with it, but it probably has everything to do with it.
It probably has everything. Felix, welcome. Welcome to CNC and Conversations.
Hi,
Thank
Felix.
you. I'm so happy to be here, Crissy. You're one of my favorite people in the world.
Aw,
And Claudia. You're also one of my favorite people in the world.
No, you shouldn't. No, you should have just left it. That would have been funny. And Claudia.
Felix, you were one of our very first guests when we started doing this whole CNC thing on CNC Variety Hour.
Yeah, back when there was a little thing called theater.
That's right.
When we could spit and
9 years ago, 8 years.
Oh my God!
I would 8 years ago.
Yeah, I would bathe in the spittle of all my co-performers and ladies.
Yes.
Can you imagine actually once we start having theater again, like that will when a performer spits on stage, we're all gonna be like, ah!
Splash zone. Everybody's gonna have it.
Either that, or people are gonna be like, more.
Yeah, right. I'm vaccinated. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get vaccinated, people, so you can go to live theater.
And you can
spit on the sauce.
Hey, we should do that. We should have like commercials. Be like, if you want to spit on us, get your vaccines.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that commercial. I think you guys should do it.
You want to unload anywhere up here? You got to get your vaccine.
Claudia.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
This is taking a turn.
Felix.
I'm not even going to go there because this could derail very quickly. So I'm going to stay on the rails just because I respect you. But, COVID's been crazy. I think it's the year of the raccoon because, the mask. And it's just like a weird, the whole thing is just weird and like them. And it's like, I'm eating things now in my apartment because I can't go out to shop that would make a raccoon vomit, actually, because it's like, how am I going to survive? But hey, I was listening to you guys, and I love that Chrissy's now a pescatarian.
It's new. It's new.
Like my really great friend Anthony Rapp. He's the guy from Rent.
Oh yeah. And Star Trek Discovery.
That's right. I love him on that. I told him recently. He was so great. He sent me a text just asking if I was okay, and I thought that was so nice of him. He's such a great guy.
He is. But he's a huge baseball fan too, which I had no idea until
he likes everything. He likes everything. It's amazing because he goes out. He'd take me to see the shows, and then he has me kind of shadow him, I guess. And it would stand outside while he went and he signed autographs for people. And no matter what they said, he was an exercise in improv. He would just had something cute and quippy and nice to say, and would be so nice to people, even though they would ask him to sign, and then they would move 3 or 4 people down the line. And when he got there, they'd ask him to sign something else.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, that's fresh.
Yeah.
But he was super nice to them, and I was like, that's class. So I'm trying to copy him as much as possible.
I have to ask you about something, and we did not talk about this before, but I really want to bring it up because it's one of my favorite movies that you were in. And I'm very curious about your experience in 12 Monkeys.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a big sci-fi fan. I love Terry Gilliam. I think he's a cranky old man.
Yeah.
He's problematic many a times.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about just as him as a director.
Well, I will tell you that recently there was a science fiction sort of review that was happening at the Egyptian Theater back when there was theater and films. And by the way, I'm one of the last movie actors within film. I'm one of the last film actors.
The talkies. You're in the talkies.
Yeah, I was in talkie when they actually rolled the film, which they don't do anymore. But anyway, I went to go see The Terminator. And when in that dramatic scene where he peels off his face, the entire audience broke out into laughter. And then because it looked so fake by today's standards. You know, it
Yeah.
looked like it was clay or something. It just looked dumb. But then I went the week later and watched 12 Monkeys, and see 12 Monkeys as a director, Terry Gilliam deals with design, you know? And so the design holds up. The movie holds up. It's amazing. I was like, this movie's old. Let's see if I'm even bored. And no, it just like, it was just as good as always. And because it's out of sequence, all that stuff. One thing I can tell you is that I didn't understand the script. And I read it and I was like, what is going on here? And I'm a pretty smart guy.
I mean, he's very, you know, like I've watched all of his stuff, and you know, like even Brazil, like I'm sure if you read Brazil on paper, you'd be like, what this
exactly.
But it is about the visuals and just, you know, the performances, you know, from the actors.
It's the lenses that he uses and the visuals and stuff. And one of the greatest anecdotes that I love telling is I have a big scene with Brad Pitt. And
I'll be showing that later.
You didn't kiss. We noticed that.
No, because, you know, unlike what Terry Gilliam wrote about in his book, Gilliam on Gilliam, Brad Pitt didn't quit smoking.
I have that book.
Brad Pitt didn't what?
You have it. Brad Pitt did not quit smoking.
Oh.
Because I was there smelling his smoker's breath. So he would work with me and then go out and smoke and then come back, and then he would talk to me. And, you know, we were both young cats and I didn't mind it at all. He was cool. And one of the best things that I can tell you about him was, like, recently he'd been in Thelma and Louise, to call back a film that we talked about. And he was now looking scraggly in this movie and all weird. And one of the nicest thing was, like, when we went on the set, he was a fresh star. He'd been in a couple of hit films, but he introduced himself to me. And I thought, that is so nice.
Aww.
Just that simple gesture that I hear that, like, Ellen didn't do on her show.
No.
Nope. I can tell you, I've been on her show, and she never came over and introduced herself to us.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Ellen.
And a lot of people don't, you know. It's kind of rare, especially if you, like, guest star on something. And
yeah,
anybody.
Dave worked with somebody who didn't introduce herself. I mean, I don't think J-Lo's watching, so
oh.
Yeah, no.
Probably safe. She never bothered.
I will tell you this: it got him Oscar nominated for the first time doing that movie.
I love the movie, and I watched it recently, and I just, you know, and I still love it.
I've not watched it in years, but I loved it. I remember loving the movie and
the soundtrack. I mean, everything is.
Yeah.
It's
great.
We need to pull that out. Yeah.
I love those violins and stuff that they have.
Yes.
I use it as my ringtone.
Dun, dun,
do you?
Dun, 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 dun.
I do.
Oh.
I do. In any case, so here's my anecdote about Brad. So Brad and I had to do this scene, and I didn't understand the whole. I didn't know the concept. You know, I can't visualize it, and it's told out of sequence, so it's a difficult script to read. And when I got to the set, I just thought to myself, as an actor, I'm just going to play my scene. And just do that, and then they'll figure everything else out, because I'm not there when they edit other pictures, and, you know, I'll just do my scene. So I went in. So first he introduces himself to me, which was nice enough. Then he hits me with number 2. Now, I graduated from SMU in Dallas, Texas, and I graduated with a degree in acting and directing with an emphasis in film. So I was Mr. Director, and I still am. But this is me, but I'm like 24, you know, but I'm like 24. And what happened to Crissy? Oh, no.
I don't know. Something's happening to me.
Oh, no, you're back.
Oh, no, you're there.
All right.
Okay.
Turn the Wi-Fi on.
So anyway, he comes up to me and he says, what do you want to do? And I was like, for real? And what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a big fight with him. I wanted to, you know, and it read like, because in the scene, I'm the dissenter in the group. I'm like, this is your leader. This is this guy that we're following. Why are we doing this? And I thought to go, this is your leader. And he's like, oh, that sounds great. And so we like rehearsed it that way. We were like, bah, 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 and I was like, and he was like, pa, pa, pa. Now we lost Crissy, so I have to get into the story.
I don't know if you can hear me. Something weird.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't know. Keep going.
In any case, so the end of the story is simply that Terry Gilliam showed up and saw what I had staged, because Brad went along with it because he was so cool. And Terry Gilliam goes, oh, no. Make it as if you're having a nervous breakdown. Don't look at Brad. Don't look at Brad. That's what I recall him saying. He was like a cross between Doc from Back to the Future and like this old TV commentator that used to be this guy named William F. Buckley Jr. He was a conservative. He was like, oh. So he basically gave us that direction, and that just made everything go click, 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 click. Once he said that, like I came to fame by doing a one-man show called Men on the Verge of a Hispanic Breakdown. So when he asked me to have a breakdown, I was like, that's my jam,
Got it.
So I kind of went with that. And then Dad was so open as an actor. He's the best famous guy that I've ever worked with in that sense. Like, he's so famous. And then he was it's like I'm talking to Crissy or you, Claudia, and we were doing a scene and we were open and honest. And I don't know that he's that person still, but at that time he really wanted this movie to be good. So
I've always heard good things about him. I've never heard one bad thing about him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and he was really hard worker, and these were long monologues, and I came from doing long monologues. That's what got me there. So I was watching him going, I don't know, but then he kind of like he got into it. I don't know. He was magnificent. Just as a person, I like him so much for that experience that I'm going to be a fan no matter what. Bruce Willis.
Well, he wasn't wearing a mask at Rite Aid the other day, so
really?
I think we know. You didn't hear that? Well, I mean, he's a well-known Republican. Like he's not.
But to be honest, he was very nice to me. He took a picture with me, which was like done and one and done with my dad. That was like, check. If you're a guy and you have a dad, you're in a picture with Bruce Willis. That's it. You did your thing for life. And so he was really nice to me. He took a picture with me, and but to the set itself. Sometimes we waited a really long time. Tied up, us kids.
Oh no! Yeah.
Waiting for him to get.
We're gonna show that clip. We're gonna show that clip in a little bit.
Oh, okay. This is an exclusive. Yeah. I've never talked about this before.
Really?
Yeah, Madeline Stowe.
Dishing on a 20-year-old movie.
I love it. I like that.
So Madeline Stowe was there, and
tell us.
I'm not going to say that he was accosting her. But they were romantically involved in the movie, and she was like a little like, and then basically there was that one scene they tie us all up, and he was eating a sandwich, and people were ready to get to work, and he's just like, ¿Quién es más macho? Yo soy más macho.
Wow, control issues.
I think so, but I'm just glad that he was nice to me. That's all I care. Because I'm so low in the totem pole of that movie that I just, please. And if I ever work with him again, you're fucking awesome. I love you.
Yeah.
I've met him once. I was a cocktail server at a blues club in Sherman Oaks that he came in.
Nice?
And sang. He was nice. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. He was just having a bad day.
Yeah.
On the set that I was
at. Yeah, you never know. And so another one of the things we're going to show in a minute is your puppeteering.
Okay.
What, tell us, how did you get started with that? I know that you always, I remember talking about Hanson and all that back in the day, but what, what formed that for you? That love?
Well, first of all, let's go back to Sesame Street. I always wanted to know how to get there, like the song said.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, first of all, it came out. I was born in 1971, so I was ripe for it. And as a kid, I just saw that you could hug Grover. You can't do that with cartoons, but Grover's live. He's real. And I wasn't thinking there was a man underneath going like this. It was real to me.
Yeah.
And so I believe, and I credit Sesame Street for having taught me how to speak English, because I was obsessed with it. And Big Bird and all this, I was obsessed. It was just that fantasy world come to life was so amazing. So just note that. And then I could always do hey, this is Kermit the Frog. I could do a mean Kermit the Frog.
Ooh, that's so good. I almost started crying.
I was always pretty good at doing this, So in any case, flash forward to college. And in college, I took a film class. And I thought, I want to do something with puppets. And it turned out that my friend, Katie Finneran, who's my prom date, from New World School of the Arts, who's won 2 Tony Awards.
Oh.
Woo! I'm way behind. Katie.
No.
There's time. There's time.
Different path.
But she was in The Heiress. She was in The Heiress on Broadway with Cherry Jones. And I went to go see her.
Oh.
But then, by the by, I called up the Jim Henson Company, because you could back then, in 1991, and said, hey, I want to do a puppet film. Could you guys show me how to do it? And they were like, yeah, come on by.
What? Oh my God.
And I went there. They gave me like a little tour and stuff like that. Okay. So I did the film. It was great. Flash forward, I move out to LA. And one of the weird things that happened to me was when I first got here, I was at Taco Bell with my dad. And my dad was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know, because the Jim Henson Company just opened here in Hollywood. And maybe I'll go there. I don't know, knock around. Sitting behind me, a dude goes, did you mention the Jim Henson Company? We work for the Jim Henson Company. Would you like a tour?
Oh, that's so cool.
They gave me a tour, and I was there with the dinosaurs. Remember the dinosaur show that they had? The sitcom?
Yeah.
I met the guy. I met Kevin Clash, who does Elmo, and he did the baby in that show. And so I've always sort of like circulated around the Henson thing because I was so fascinated. So I started my career doing a one-man show. It led to great movies and stuff for myself. But in 2007, when YouTube came out, I really always wanted to be a director. And I've written scripts for years. And, I wanted to direct my own scripts, which I'm now starting to do at almost 50. But okay, I'm going to get there. But in any case, I wanted to get involved in working in YouTube, but I didn't want to depreciate my face. So I was like, I'm getting paid big bucks to be in SAG movies and stuff. So I'm not going to just throw my face out there. But what can I do that's kind of that I can create a world? And I thought, why don't I make a Latino Muppet show for adults? And so I started in 2007 when YouTube came out, and my webisodes have been running for years now. And they got me into the Jim Henson Company as a puppeteer years later for an improv show that they do called Puppet Up, which they also called Stuffed and Unstrung. And it is hilarious. And it's like these goofy puppets talking about, did you pay your mortgage? Because I'm way behind. It's like they taught us that great formula of the puppets are weird enough. So just be say real things, and it makes it hilarious. So I started developing my puppeteering stuff, and it turned out to be, for me, sort of like a lot of actors do voiceover. So for me, I doll wiggle. And so that's how it came about. And I was able to direct. I was able to funnel all my characters into those characters and create different voices for them and create different worlds. And I also became an editor and stuff when the early editing programs came around. And so I figured out how to do green screen, and then I could do 2 of my characters talking to each other. I played around with a lot of that stuff. I still do. So that's how it came about. Instead of my need to direct and be an auteur.
That's very impressive to me, because you do a lot of the solo shows and stuff like that, and we talked about a little bit before we went on air. But you did teach the solo show class at American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where I went to, and for some reason, I don't know if they did that when you were there, but when I was there, it was kind of like you got split into groups at that point. So some people went and created a solo show, and then other people went to do a 1-act of something or whatever. So I got the 1-act, but the solo stuff, to me, I've done a monologue show, and it is terrifying. I am so impressed with people who can do that, do stand-up, things like that. It's just, to me, it's a terrifying platform.
Oh yeah.
To be creative. I'm very, very impressed.
I'm not a fan of the solo me.
No, I need a circus. Yeah.
In any regard. Yeah.
Well, it just depends how you frame it for yourself and your point of view about it, and as actors, we're used to molding you mold your point of view to play a villain, and that's probably more, more out of gear character than talking about something that's kind of like you or doing a character that's like you. And there's different versions of the solo play too. There's the autobiographical thing. There's also people do historical characters. That's a big one. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about proposing to UCLA a special class that would be about creating famous people. as actors. Nobody really teaches you that in acting class. They teach you like how to act and Stanislavski and stuff like that, but nobody teaches you how to like do an impression of this person that exists. And if you think about all the movies that there are, how many of them are that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Bombshell, there's Vice, all these movies. You don't really think about it, but these people are doing an impression of somebody that's alive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and how
that
do you
is
find that thing that makes it click for that character? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big genre in solo performance. A lot of people do Mark Twain, for example.
Yeah. Yes.
Val Kilmer, for example.
Yes. Yes.
So I have seen the
Hal Holbrook.
Yeah.
But then you have your Lily Tomlin style with many characters. There's different styles. I love Whoopi Goldberg, who basically just did monologue in one character throughout. And Whoopi Goldberg is one of my heroes.
She got a Tony for it. Yeah.
Yeah. She's just my hero. My three heroes are her, Lily Tomlin, and Robin Williams.
Ah, yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, you do a great Robin Williams. I remember that from back in the day. I want to show some stuff. Show some stuff here.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a couple of pictures because I think it's kind of funny to show this anyway. So this is when we met. Do you see that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I was being
so 90s.
We were babies, such
It's
babies.
like Mexican Blossom.
Totally.
So there we were doing tours to like kids, high schools and middle schools and stuff. And I remember we would be in LA traffic and Crissy would be next to me and I'd be like, Crissy, we're never going to make this. And she'd be like, we're going to make it. And I'm like, how do you know that we're going to make it? She's like, because I'm from here and we're actually moving. If we were like at a dead stop, then forget about it. But as long as we just keep pushing forward, we're going to make it on time. And she was always right.
Well, thank you. Yeah, this was a show called The Circle, written by, it was Leanne Shermer right there in the front. I only remember a handful of the names of the other people around us. Monica, because she and I stayed friends. Monica. And then Jeff, right? Who were the other people? I'm sorry if anybody's watching.
Well, this actress.
We don't care, next.
The actress on the end there in the picture with everybody, she's worked a lot. She's in a lot of things. Yeah, she's been like featured in a lot of stuff.
I don't remember her name.
No, but she's an acquaintance of mine. But I never forget her face.
That was my look in the 90s. So it's like white t-shirt, jeans, and a flannel.
Well, what I love is this costume they gave me because I was playing the Latina in the show. That's what I had to wear.
You're the Latina. Who is everyone else?
They're not the Latinas. This is the African-American girl.
I can't see anything then.
He's the white boy. I don't know who.
He's white?
He was just supposed to be a thug. Yeah, this guy, Jeff. Oh, he's like Jewish white.
Okay.
Hey, remember that Monica is sisters with that chick
Jasmine.
from the sitcom?
With Jasmine Guy, Monica and I stayed friends for a long time, and then I actually brought her into a show that I used to do called The Tribute.
Great.
So she came
I'd love
in.
to take her sometime.
Yeah. So that's hilarious. This is when you did your one-man show, your solo
Look
show.
at that baby.
Look at you, such a baby.
That's 1995, my friends. Men on the verge of a Hispanic breakdown at the Celebration Theater.
Yeah, that was such a great show. So good.
Thank you. I really enjoyed doing it every time.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then I just we're not going to read these reviews, but just the fact that you got reviews from the New Yorker and the New York Times. I mean,
did they say you were a model?
That's true.
Actually, they did.
Okay.
They did. No, they say they have a line here. The New York Times wrote me a love letter, and they have a line there. They're like, just when you're about to dismiss him as like this cute young guy, he turns into a 60-year-old restaurateur in front of your very eyes and stuff.
And you're like, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yes, girl, I did that. Damn face.
All right, I'm going to show a couple of clips too while we're here. I'm going to start it. Okay. Let's see. We'll start over here. This one.
And please tell me. I'm going to play the clip and we'll talk about it on the other side. I love it when you say that on TV.
Okay, we're not on TV.
We'll do a brief talk.
You know that?
Brief talk. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be soon.
All right. This is Mrs. Martinez. This is from the show
We're going to talk about this on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
we'll talk
this
about it
is
the other side.
longish, you guys.
Well, I thought I cut it down.
Oh, you did?
Well,
Okay.
you want to tell us about this?
I do.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like it's
so-
cut down here.
Basically, this was shot at a teacher's performance cabaret at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And so I'm talking to a room full of acting students that were there to laugh and have a great time. And I was there to be funny. And a lot of the other teachers did more dramatic stuff. And I was going to be funny. So you can feel that sense of like that we miss so much in COVID right now. That sense of woo, woo, you know,
Yeah.
going on.
All right.
But
I will cut this off after you.
Thank you very much. My name is Felix Pire. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Well, this evening is all about teachers, and I wanted to tell you about one that I had. I had a teacher in this.
Oh, what happened?
Bro,
It froze.
That was great. I loved it.
What's
loved it.
happening today?
that's how you
What's
start
happening?
the show.
We're having technical issues. I don't know what's
Full
going on
moon,
today.
I'm telling you.
It
Well,
is.
you know
It's a
what?
full moon. Wait. See if it happens.
Thank you very much. My name is Felix Pire. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Well, this evening is all about teachers, and I wanted to tell you about one that I had. I had a teacher in this.
Nope.
Never
Okay, that's
mind.
not going to play.
You
for
know
us.
what? Just fast forward, and then I turn into that
Yeah.
teacher.
You do.
So fast forward a little bit, and you'll
If
see
it'll
me in
play.
costume.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Nope. It's not going to do anything on this one.
All right, you're just going to have to do it.
All right. It's a great one.
Felix, where's your wigs?
Let me show.
Let's go.
I'll
I
show
got
some
it right
pictures.
here.
Yeah. It was a great piece. I'm sorry we can't show it.
That's
Let's
okay.
see.
We'll
So let's
post
try
it. We'll post links in
Oh, nice.
Instagram and
Yeah,
Twitter.
this is a fun monologue, but it's like a theater thing. It's like 9 minutes long, and in the theater it feels fine, but on TV, 30 seconds is a long time.
Yeah. I had it cut down for a couple minutes, but that's.
I know
all
you
right.
guys don't think you're on TV, but you're gonna be. So when you're ready.
Say that again.
So this
You're gonna
is
be.
a little bit of the puppets.
Okay, that's a minute and 20 seconds. That's all right.
Oh, hey everyone! I'm Jacob,
And I'm Josh.
and that was my arm rod falling on the floor.
The dispensable, please. Sure. Bring him on by.
You don't even know what that means.
I know it means hi, and it means you're falutin'.
Naked Bob, you say? Aren't you bored? Ha! How can I be? We now receive Wi-Fi installed directly into our heads.
He hurts people, but that's because the pain he causes out there is really the pain that's in here.
Very goddamn good. Oh, Harry, you dirty hippie.
Never
All
mind.
right.
You dirty hippie.
So that's puppets. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have, like I said, there's lots of clips here, so I'm going to go through another
Okay.
one. This is
Yeah.
from. So this is a show you actually wrote, Doll Wigglers. Is that right?
Yeah, so this is like a preview sort of trailer for a series that I've written. Like that's it's a comedy show. It's like a half-hour single camera comedy. Oh, and so it follows the lives of these guys who are puppeteers on stage, like a show called like Crank Yankers, like something like that, like an adult comedy show. And we follow their lives and then see the puppets every once in a while, but mostly follow them because there's never been a show where we deal with puppeteers. So I called it Doll Wigglers, and this is an ad for it.
Okay. Here we go.
Sammy was all emoji hard eyes about Hollywood. He was a bisexual Lothario about making sweet television on a soundstage with its dreamy wooden scent. Love that line. Before there was Twitter, Facebook, or Insta, this town already existed on screens, first in black and white and then in living color. A paranormal place where a regular person can step on the name of the most famous of stars. Sammy was a TV star in a city of angels about to explode.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Dave. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of living, maimed with chronic pain. You know, if it doesn't completely kill us, but just like fucks us all up. That's my concern.
I think we go out of this world as we came into it, alone.
I'm a twin.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
So it's my take on like a Latino Woody Allen that deals with modern topics. So basically, that's the story is that there's a ballistic missile headed our way. We don't say from what country, but presumably it could be like North Korea. That's headed our way, and they got 20 minutes before it hits Hollywood. So he's like, freaking out and like trying to get his stuff, and then he ends up having like a three-way. It's very crazy, but it's a lot of fun.
That's very fun. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do. I just wanted to show a little bit of Fat Girls.
Oh yeah, Monique.
Yeah, with Monique. All right. Just showing your full scope.
Ooh, Miss Thing, I will work the hell out of that top, and I'm straight as an arrow.
You like it, Ramon?
Girl, I love it. It is fat. P-H-A-T. Pretty hot and thick.
Oh, okay, bitch, because I didn't know where you was going with that fat.
Thank you.
Help me welcome all the fabulous thick madames. And now, the legendary, the one, the only, the queen, and my girl, Miss Jasmine Biltmore.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was a fun set to work on.
Yeah, it was very independent. It was very independent film. I got trash talk for every movie, but this was it was very independent, and so there was not a lot of money, and like those cornrows, I went out and I did them myself without like letting them know that I took a risk because I told them in the audition that I wanted them, but then I went to Monique's hairstylist and she was like, "That would take me a long time." So I was like, "It's okay." So I went out and I got them done myself, and then I showed them to Monique, and because I wanted them for the first scene, and she was like, "Baby, you were right." She treated me like her best friend, which I was in the movie. And she was like, "Baby, you were right. This would have looked good in the first scene." And I'm like, "But you know what? It's good because now I got two different looks. You saw my curly hair or whatever. I auditioned with that very same look, and they just literally put it right on camera."
Oh, fun.
So that was a fun character.
I can't believe you were bold enough to go get cornrows without asking.
Well, what year was this?
This is like 90. No, it was 2003. 2003.
Yeah, I was gonna say cornrows were like, I mean, everybody had them at that point.
I just knew that was a look that I hadn't had in a movie.
I mean, I thought about getting that because, y'all, I was on work study. I was on work study. I don't know. I would never do it now, especially now. I would never do it. But I was on work study around 2003, 2002, 2003 at Millennium Dance Complex, and everybody had them. And Kevin Federline, K-Fed got them, and then everybody was like, "Oh my God, K-Fed has them!" Like we have, and then like all these white people with cornrows.
Well,
everywhere.
You always see, like, if you're coming back from, say, Acapulco.
Oh yeah.
You always see
plane
all these white women with cornrows, and you're like,
as the song says, times have changed.
Yes.
Because now all of a sudden, maybe I would be culturally appropriating.
Yeah.
Or all that stuff, which, by the way, I think it's such nonsense because you put that on from that culture because you love that culture. Why else would you put it on yourself and wear it, But maybe I'm missing the point. But in any case.
It's sort of it's varying degrees, I think.
Yeah, and I played a lot of
that's my age, that's my respect, but there's some things that you go, maybe not.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like, no matter what you do anyway, this girl wrote an entire blog about that character that you just saw, talking about how bad I was because I was clearly not gay.
What? Somebody wrote a whole thing?
About you not being gay.
About me, like, not getting the gay thing and overdoing it. I'm like, have you seen RuPaul's Drag Race? This guy is mild compared to those people, okay? But fine. And she went off and on. I mean, I am totally LGBTQRSTUVYZ. So
he's writing about you. So
But I like that she wrote about me, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
She's
nice.
you're in her brain.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got a
Even
whole
if you're
blog.
criticizing me, I'll take it.
That's right. Any publicity is good publicity. All right, so
God, you sound so old.
I know. I am old. I am old.
Yeah, but that's good advice. Any publicity is good publicity. I mean, if sometimes.
It worked for, you know, Madonna.
Oh, here we go. Here's the scene.
All
that was-
right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
12
Here's
monkeys.
Boss, told you what I want. Get down, lock that door. And form this underground army.
The army of the 12 monkeys.
This is your leader? A certifiable lunatic who's holding former psychiatrists, all his plans for God knows what wacko irresponsible schemes, and now God knows what she's written out there on that wall.
Who cares what psychiatrists write on walls?
I think I told her about the army of the 12 monkeys. Huh. He's seriously crazy. You know that.
What a delicious favor Terry Gilliam has given me with that beautiful close-up at the end of that scene.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
shot, that whole movie.
So
Yeah.
beautiful, and like I just couldn't believe that he ended that scene with me, like giving that close-up, and he lets it breathe for a second, even.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they cut away. It's like and I even have a moment where I go, right after that beat. You know, it's really awesome. I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
So
And if you want to do a Brad Pitt impression, that's a good movie to go off of because that's when he starts doing all of his.
all his stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff,
he
like-
made that shit up for that,
And now he
that's a
does it
little
like
bit-
every movie. He's like always.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
his
It
thing,
became his trademark gesture, I guess.
for
He's always
sure.
eating or flicking his hands.
By the way, I told him to do it.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
I like.
That's my idea.
This has been delightful to talk to you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
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 We've
I
got.
know, it
Yeah,
went
we've
fast.
gone over.
Went very fast. But it was so great to catch up with you and to just, share you with people. If the feed cut out on Facebook, I'm sorry, we'll post this so that people can see it. But it was just delightful to see you and talk to you again.
Yes, it was really nice
and,
chatting.
and
You guys are the best.
well, thank you. Mwah. Love
Thank you so much, Crissy, for inviting me. You've been a dear person all my life that I just
Aw.
respect so much. You're such a beautiful voice, a beautiful artist.
Aw.
You're, so I've known you. Claudia,
Thank you.
it's really great to see you.
Thank you.
No, Claudia,
Thank you
you
for
look
that.
beautiful. You look beautiful and young and full of athletic life. I bet you if I said Claudia, do a triple pirouette for me, you would be like, here you
I
go,
would do
bitch."
it now, and I would land in a split.
I know you would.
That's
I know
right.
you would.
She would.
And I
too.
get that vibe. That vibe comes across the screen. Guys, I love you guys. Thank you so
Love
much for
you,
inviting
and
me.
let's do some more. Let's have you part of this a little bit more. All right.
Yeah,
whenever my
for sure.
whenever my publicist can get me into the show, I'm always
We'll
happy.
talk
right.
to your people.
You will, yes. We'll have our people call your people.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, Richard Malmos and Dina, for watching, you guys. Thank you, those of you who it cut out on Facebook. I hope you tune in when I post it on Facebook. All right. Join us Monday morning for our weekly Monday morning chat at 8:30 in the mornings. CNC and coffee, and then we'll see you again next Friday. All right. Goodbye.
Follow
everyone.
us, subscribe, please.
Yes,
Go to
all that.
YouTube. Go to YouTube and like it.
Like,
and
subscribe. Like, subscribe. All right.
Please.
I'm gonna
Bye.
do that right now.
Do it. Wait.